We were what you'd call a perfect couple. High school sweethearts, married for 7 years, a beautiful house in the suburbs. I thought we had it all. Her name is Sarah, and for me, she was the sun, the moon, and all the stars. The last few months, though, something felt off. She started working late more often. Big project at the office, she'd say, looking tired. I believed her. Why wouldn't I? This was Sarah. My Sarah. Then there were the girls' nights out. They became a weekly thing. She'd come home late, smelling faintly of wine and someone else's perfume. I'd ask who she was with, and she'd list the same friends she'd had for years. But when I'd run into one of them at the grocery store, they'd mention they hadn't seen Sarah in weeks. When I confronted her, she'd just laugh it off. Oh, you must have misheard, honey. We were all there. She was so convincing, so good at making me feel like I was the one going crazy. The little things started piling up, the way she'd angle her phone away from me, the sudden need for privacy when she took calls. The excuses were getting flimsier, but I was in denial. I loved her. I wanted to believe the woman I married was still there, underneath this new, distant stranger. I suggested a vacation, a weekend getaway, anything to reconnect. She always had a reason why we couldn't. Work is just too crazy right now, babe. Maybe next month. Next month never came. The breaking point was last Tuesday. It was a cold evening, and she came home shivering, pulling off her favorite cashmere scarf. It was a gift from me, for our last anniversary. She tossed it on the chair and went straight for a shower. I picked it up to hang it, and that's when I smelled it. It wasn't her perfume. It was a man's cologne. It's a very distinct, expensive one I recognized immediately. It was the same one my best friend Mark wore. Suddenly everything clicked into place. All the pieces of the puzzle slammed together in my head, forming a picture I never wanted to see. Mark's recent divorce, his late-night emergency calls to Sarah for support. The way they'd get quiet whenever I walked into a room, it all made a sickening kind of sense. The late nights at work, the girls' nights she was never at, the constant excuses. It wasn't a big project. It was him. I stood there in the quiet of our living room, holding that scarf, and the life I thought I had just shattered into a million tiny pieces. The smell of his cologne on her scarf wasn't just a scent. It was the smell of betrayal. It was the definitive proof that my gut feeling had been right all along. I wasn't going crazy. I was being played, and the worst part was by the two people I trusted most in the world. The silence in the house was deafening, broken only by the sound of the shower running upstairs, washing away the evidence. But she couldn't wash away that scent. It was burned into my memory, the scent of the end of my marriage. It's been a week since that night. The scarf is still where she left it. I haven't touched it, and I haven't said a word. But I know, and I think she knows that I know. The air in our house is thick with unspoken words and the ghost of that cologne. I'm just figuring out my next move. It's a painful journey, but one I have to take. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've been through something similar, know you're not alone. Don't forget to follow for more stories like this.